Hey Rekha Umasha. So today the topic of discussion is about data warehouse. This is from the third chapter of our institute material, that is information system and its components. I'll be going through what is a data warehouse, what is the difference between a data warehouse and a database, what is the process involved in a data warehouse, then what are the steps in designing a data warehouse and the advantages of a data warehouse. So first we'll start with what is a data warehouse all about. Now, nowadays we have n number of e-commerce companies, right? So many e-commerce companies are there. For example, Amazon, Flipkart, or you have even your eBay. N number of companies are there. All these companies have a period in which they reap good profits during the growth and the maturity period, and after a few years their profits will start to decline. So now during the growth phase itself, suppose the companies, the management of the companies, they want to see, or they want to know what are the products, best selling products, or what are the locations from which their sales is being more, or which product contributes to maximum sales, or which product contributes to what percentage of the company's profit. So n number of details they may need, and for what they may need, they may need to take some strategic decisions about the company's growth, maybe to expand the company, or in order to initiate more investment into the company. So for all these things they need these kind of analysis or these kind of reports regarding your sales, profitability, geography wise sales, profitability with respect to a particular customer base, with respect to a particular customer, which suppliers are the best, so what product is being sold more and what time it is being sold, so what deals work best with the company. So all these information needs to be analyzed. So now, in order to analyze these information, it is not enough they take whatever orders are coming in a day-to-day basis, see the orders manually, or see the process the orders and then see which order from which locality. It is impossible because you have branches all over the world. It is a global organization. So in order, if you take the daily transactions that is coming into the company and you start looking at it, you won't get a single version of truth. You might have to collaborate information from different systems, different informations you might need across different departments. You might need information from different sources or locations, different kinds of information, and all this information you have to process into one format so that you can get some information, or you can make out some information out of that particular reports that you obtain. And depending on that information or those reports which you obtain, you can arrive at strategic decision making. Now comes the importance of a data warehouse. So a data warehouse does exactly whatever I told now. It is not just your transaction processing which is done by your database. It is a repository of information, huge repository of information. It contains n number of information, and it is not only having an information. The main purpose is what? It is to analyze the data. It is to analyze and get proper information for better decision making. So your data warehouse is nothing. We'll come to see what is a data warehouse. A data warehouse is a huge repository of data. Here the information, here not only the day-to-day information, it has a history of information. It has a historical data, stores historical data. Your databases, normal databases, whatever they are in the company. Say for example, you have your customer database, you have your client database, you have your product database, you have your sales database. So in a company, if you see, you'll have n number of databases, right? You will have information related to customer, you have information related to a product, you have information related to finance, you have information related to sales, you have information related to your HR, payroll, n number of information you have. So different databases, say payroll information will be put in one database. It will be huge because if you have n number of employees, that itself will be having a lot of transactions. Similarly, you have product information. The particular company deals with a variety of products. In the example I told about e-commerce companies, it has n number of products or n number of services that is being offered. So what happens? All these information will be kept in one database, but I don't want the day-to-day information. I want a series of information. I want all the information, overall information I want to get in order to arrive at a meaningful decision. So what I have to collect or obtain data from different databases, come group it together at a place, do whatever changes I want to do with that particular data, and then load it to some place from where I can collect or I can retrieve reports to make meaningful information. So that exact duty is being done by a data warehouse. So basically it stores information system, it stores historical data. It is a huge repository of data, contains the data of the entire enterprise, also pulls data from different sources within the organization. That is from different databases, a number of databases. From each of the databases, active databases, it pulls data, and it is mainly used for what? Analysis and reporting purposes. So it is mainly assess the business and decision making purpose. Now we'll see what is the difference between a database and a data warehouse. As we all saw, what a database is, stores real-time information, current real time, whatever is there, whatever transaction is going on, say the sales that is happening per minute, it captures that. It will come sit in the database. You have a sales database, you have the product database, it will be hitting the databases. Anytime using simple queries, you can retrieve the information. Correct? You can actually queries, number of queries you can use, and you can obtain the information, but the time taken, processing speed is very very. Now what it uses OLTP. What is OLTP? Online transaction processing. Online transaction processing is what? You can insert or you can select, you can update, you can delete, replace, do all kind of manipulations with the data. So basically its function is to record. Whereas when you come to a data warehouse, it stores non-operational data. What is a non-operational data? A non-operational data is a data, copy of the data from different active databases. It is not the regular transaction data that gets every hit. So depending on how many times you schedule a job for obtaining the data in a data warehouse, is you will get the data. Suppose you schedule weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. So each and every time your data warehouse gets updated. Similarly, it uses OLAP. OLAP is online analytical processing. It uses very, very complex queries to obtain reports. So these queries are complex, but the time at which you get the reports, customized reports, it is in minutes. So you can't compare a database and a data warehouse. The main function is to analyze and report. So it is mainly for providing or better decision making. Now, what is a process involved? So there are basically three processes involved, and this is called as a ETL: extract, transform, and load. So what is extract? So as I said, it obtains information from different databases, active databases. So all the information will be extracted. And all this extracted information, what it does, all this extracted information will be loaded to some staging area. From temporary area, it will be loaded. In that temporary area, it will perform n number of operations. Why these operations are performed? Because since I'm getting the data from different databases, say I'm getting from Excel, say I'm getting from a table, say I'm getting from an notepad. So different formats of data will be there in different kinds of applications, right? Say in notepad it will be comma separated data. Say all the names will be separated by one commas. In Excel it will be in a tabular format. So when I bring data from all these sources, what happens? It will not be in a regular or high quality format. It will not be in a standardized format. So what I need to make sure that all the data is in one format. Say for example, in Excel, if I am putting it as in a month, is in date, month, year format. Say from another database or from another ERP, the date format is month, date, year format. So if I put the data, take the data from both these places and put together in one place, will it be the same? It will cause confusion, right? So I need to make sure that the data is in a standard format. So for that I do a transformation. So this is not as easy as it is, because transformation process will be, it includes maybe your erasing your duplicates, your unique, whatever is unique you have to get, you have to sort. So it could be n number of process will be involved in the transformation phase. Finally, after transforming, what you do, you will load this data, which is of standardized format, to a particular data warehouse. From there, using a reporting tool, you can use it for further reporting and analysis purpose, right? So this is the entire process that is involved in a data warehouse. Now, what is the data warehouse designing part? Is there are two different approaches. One is what? One is your top-down approach. Other is your bottom-up approach. Top-down, as the name says, from a bigger to a lower thing. And bottom is from a smaller one to a bigger one. So either you create a big data warehouse, a repository, huge repository of information. From there, whatever information or whatever data mart you require, that is data mart is nothing, a subtype of this data warehouse. If data warehouse is representing a entire entity, information for the entire entity or for entire company, this data mart will be pertaining to one particular department, say only with respect to products or manufacturing or with respect to accounts or with respect to your production. So only one particular department or one particular type it holds information. So either you create the data warehouse as a whole and you obtain information for each and every department, or what you do, or each and every department wise you have the information, or do you create a data mart for finance, create a data mart for products, create a data mart for sales, create a data mart for customers. All these you create and then you combine together to form a huge repository of data. That is your data warehouse. So this is a designing top down and bottom approach of designing a data warehouse. And finally, we see what are the characteristics of a data warehouse. One is your non-operational data. What is a non-operational data? As we discussed, it contains a copy of data from different databases. So it is not a real time, it contains historical data also. Secondly, it is a standardized. See, we saw the ETL process. ETL process, like transformation, is a process which makes sure that the data is consistent. Data is in a standardized form, high quality. It is in a one single form so that it is in a readable, or it can be in such a way that you can obtain a report or meaningful information out of it. It is time variant, means what? Every particular information in a data warehouse will have a timestamp. Timestamp means what? Your time along with your date, your seconds, what time you have updated, what time the information, all the things will be recorded. So I can compare, if I want, I can compare today's information with yesterday's information, because depending on the timestamp, we can see when this information is coming into the data warehouse. Today's information with yesterday's or bi-weekly information or last month information or last quarter information, and see what is the effect. Say I want to see the profit. What is the total profit that is made by the company this month? I want to compare it with the last month. And I want to see, I'm giving the remuneration, or I'm giving a hike to one of my sales manager, depending on the number of good customer reviews he have got, number of sales he has made for the month, and the total profit share of this particular person towards the company. So I need information from n number of tables. From sales table, I want some information, total sales that he has made. From the customer table, total number of reviews he has got, total number of total profit for the company, total share of his profit towards the company. And also I need to give a hike, so I want to get his payroll information. What is his existing salary, what percentage hike he should give. So all these things will be taken from different databases. It will be given in the form of a report so that I can make an analysis whether this person is eligible for a hike or not. So again, this is a time variant, so it has a timestamp attached to that. And the last part is about the advantages of a data warehouse. What is the advantage? Basically, it creates a history of data, historical record of data. It is not just one time data, it has a data over a period of time. So because of that, what it is helping in analysis, provides new information and helps in analysis and understanding the data. And it also has a centralized view of data across a whole enterprise. It's not just one or two departments, whole enterprise it covers. As a result of which, what happens, information is consistent and I get one version of truth, single version of truth is obtained. So this is all about data warehouse. Hope you understood very well. Thank you so much.